Thank you, Martin, and thank you for that plug. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, 909 693 on AM. If you want to have a listening, do have a listening. It's a great pleasure to see you all here again and to be here and to be a patron of Patchwork. A pleasure and a privilege to do all of that, to get a chance to make one or two points, such as there is still a long way to go when it comes to the business of engaging underrepresented communities in our politics. While it's also true, we have come a distance over the years, certainly since the years that I've been here as a political journalist. I started in 1980 as a very young journalist with the Press Association. Then, looking down in the press gallery at the packed benches, Margaret Thatcher facing Jim Callaghan and then Michael Foot and then other successive Labour leaders. Black and brown faces were pretty thin on those green benches, I can tell you. I don't know how many of you ever watch a program, a TV series called Midsummer Murders. It's a tale of everyday life and brutal murder in a beautiful, idyllic English village. Well, I can tell you, finding a black face in Midsummer Village was easier than finding a black face on the floor of the House of Commons in those days. But over the years, that changed. The numbers increased. In 87, there were 4. The following election, there were 6, then 9, 12, 15. In 2010, 27. And in the last general election, 41 ethnic minority members of Parliament. When you take into account the fact that the House of Commons is now made up at least to about a third of women, the House of Commons begins to look a bit more like the country that we live in, that we go home to at the end of the day. So ground has been covered. There's a good deal more still to do. And we know about that gulf, the gap between our communities, where we come here from, and our politics is still pretty broad, demonstrated during the European election campaign in so many ways, and that referendum campaign, which, while both sides had plenty of sincerity and conviction driving those campaigns, it was still, for my money, the worst advertisement for national politics I have ever seen in my time as a political journalist. So much more still to be done. So the work of Patchwork in engaging those in the margin of our society, in the corner of the corner, has never been more important. The workshops, the master classes, the visits to party conferences in the autumn, events like this where we celebrate the work done by politicians represented among us in this room. It couldn't be more important. And tonight, we're giving out awards and we can celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I come and Martin came from an industry where we are obsessive, fetishistic about giving each other awards. And so let's just enjoy it all tonight, congratulate and enjoy each other, because these are the good times. Thank you very much indeed.